Well, hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video. In this one, I'm going to be discussing everything that we know so far when it comes to the brand new Outbreak game mode here in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Zombies. So of course guys, with Cold War Season 2 releasing in just about 3 days from now at the time you're making this video, it means that naturally we are going to be getting a lot of information when it comes to new game modes as well as overall content that we are going to be seeing with the new season. And frankly, we have been receiving that quite a bit with a couple of trailers. However, a little bit earlier today we got a dedicated article talking about the brand new Outbreak game mode that is going to be coming into Cold War. Interestingly enough, over on the Treyarch Twitter page, they have been teasing in GIFs as well as short videos a brand new Zombies mode that will be coming into the game with Season 2. However, up until this point, we haven't really heard much information about it. However, a little bit earlier today at the time me making this video, we got a trailer as well as a dedicated article outlining this particular game mode, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. And yeah, with all that said, if you guys go on to enjoy this one, make sure you leave a like on it down below, as well as subscribe and turn post notifications so that way you guys will not miss any of the latest and greatest Call of Duty news, class slips, and all kinds of things like that. So without further ado, now that I got the intro out of the way, let's dive right into it. Okay, so let's start right from the top. Of course, this particular game mode is going to be releasing with the launch of Season 2 on February 25th, and Treyarch did end up providing a brief description of this particular game mode, stating, "This objective-based game experience will task squads of up to 4 operators with aiding Requiem in their biggest undertaking yet, Operation Threshold. Set across multiple regions in the Ural Mountains of Russia, Outbreak encourages exploration and risk-taking to maximize the spoils of these zombies-infested territories, with teamwork and coordination being essential to completing your mission and living to tell the tale." And in addition to the brand new Outbreak game mode, there are also going to be some new Aetherium crystals, which I will get to a little bit later in this video. Now essentially how this particular game mode is going to be working, and that it's a very large scale zombies experience with a squad of other players, and what you have to do is you have to complete different tasks, which I will be explaining a little bit later in this video. However, Treyarch actually a little breakdown of the Outbreak game mode and talking a little bit about the story of this particular mode. So of course they do end up stating, across Dice Machine and Firebase Z, Requiem learned just how far ahead Omega Group is in their arms race to harvest Aetherium, potentially an even deadlier secret war compared to the public conflict between the East and West. After several desperate attempts to catch up to their adversaries, the CIA-backed International Research Group and Task Force have finally discovered a major breakthrough, being the largest outbreak zone on the planet. Following this discovery, Requiem launched Operation Threshold, a multifaceted campaign involving all of Requiem's research departments. Already, Requiem's science and military research departments have identified 3 massive regions in the Outbreak Zone to explore and investigate. Even with this breakthrough, however, Omega Group is still one step ahead of Requiem, and they've begun investigating these regions long before Requiem arrived. Both sides not only believe the secrets waiting in the Ural Mountains could hold the key to fully understanding the Dark Aether's power, it also may just be the key to winning the Cold War. So that's of course the backstory for Outbreak. However, Treyarch also goes on and talks a little bit about some of the objectives and things that you are going to be doing in the Outbreak game mode, with them stating, "Now you, the elite operators, are here to aid Requiem in their most important operation yet. Along with up to 3 other operators, your objective is to explore designated regions in the Outbreak Zone around the Ural Mountains and assist Requiem's other divisions in completing their objectives as their most elite strike team. After each experiment is done, you must either successfully exfiltrate the area, or if you choose to accept the risk of deadlier encounters, enter rifts through the Dark Aether to another region to assist with more objectives." Surrounding these regions is a new aspect of the Dark Aether to contend with. First spotted at Firebase Z, the Phase, this supernatural force renders familiar areas deadly and can put previously outbound zones in play. A typical Outbreak mission begins with a Requiem strike team entering one of these regions via helicopter, armed with a custom starting weapon and field upgrade. A waypoint in the overworld, which also appears on the main map and minimap, marks the location of Requiem's primary research objective with a star. Unlike any other zombies experience thus far, there are no set paths to and from the objective. Agents can take as much time as they wish to explore the area, searching for rewards either in loot chests, encountering various random events, or activating a trial computer. For a small cost of 500 essence, Requiem agents can also take jump pads found in the region that launch them high into the air, allowing them to reach objectives safely, and if they are skilled enough, parachute to collect essence containers during the descent that can cover the cost of their flight fee and then some. No matter how a squad gets to the main experimental site, their survival hinges on successfully completing this primary objective. objective, fail an objective, and your mission is over. Okay, so that's the outline for this particular game mode, so now let's talk about the objectives that you will have to complete when you are going to be playing Outbreak. The first one is called Defend, with them stating as part of Requiem's research on the Dark Aether, they are curious about the genetic code on the infected, with numerous tests failing due to the teams being killed or incomplete samples from the agents who submitted them. Your task is to claim a fully intact sample, place it in a device to study, and defend the machine while it uploads data. Depending on the location of the device, numerous strategies for keeping the device online can be effective, like using vehicles in indoor locations or mid-range weapons for busier locales. The usually scattered hordes of the undead will undoubtedly funnel in towards the scanning machine, making close-quarter weapons and placeable equipment or support items solid choices for defending it. The next objective is called Escort, with them stating, Requiem recently developed a fleet of highly advanced yet highly vulnerable rovers to help them detect dimensional porters into the Dark Aether. Your mission is to ensure this rover, with his captured specimen, finds this dimensional portal somewhere in the Outbreak Zone and get through it in one piece. For this experiment, it's wise to remember back to your security detail training. Keep the principal, the rover, at center, move as one unit, and shift to deal with threats as they come. And yeah, moving on down, the third objective is called Retrieve, with them stating somewhere in the Outbreak Zone, there are 2 ether harvesting units that have been gathering raw Aetherium from the atmosphere and growing Aetherium crystals inside its containment canisters. These Aetherium canisters need to be extracted to a safe location quickly. Fortunately, a nearby set of rockets can carry them away from harm. For this experiment, agents will need to carry these canisters to the rockets manually for extraction. Due to their size, they will be unable to use any of their weapons or equipment and will be rendered slower than usual. However, while carrying the Aetherium crystals, your normal field upgrade is replaced with a very powerful one, which can emit a small burst of ether energy that knocks down nearby zombies, helpful in a pinch if other operators cannot pick them off. And of course, the second last one is called Eliminate, with it stating, using a GPS satellite tracker, Requiem can pinpoint the exact location of HVTs, which are of course high-value targets across dimensions. For this experiment, this tracker is used to find elite enemies who will phase into existence after their position is compromised. Here, agents will have to take a strategic decision: dodge the HVT long enough to clear the ensuing wave of enemies, or deal enough damage to the HVT to force it to move to the next wave of the fight, which will wipe out the remaining wave. Moving on down, now of course let's talk about the final one, which is called Holdout, with them stating a massive unstable ether crystal is emitting alarming amounts of dark ether energy, to a point where some researchers reporting hearing voices as they approached it. Due to its chaotic nature, destruction is the only option on the table, although attempting to do so will send agents into the dark ether itself, where they must hold out against any undead threats until the explosives are triggered. This experiment will be the most familiar to veteran Requiem agents, as zombies will flow into the confined space where windows can be boarded up for temporary protection, user training to survive for as long as the timer states, and use power-ups and boarding up windows to maximize your chances of holding out. And alright guys, so of course those are all the objectives that are available in the Outbreak game mode when it releases on February 25th, so I'm really interested in knowing your guys' thoughts. However, personally, I'm really looking forward to tackling these objectives. They look really cool in my opinion, and honestly, a lot of these objectives remind me of the classic war game mode that was in Call of Duty World War II. For example, in that particular game mode, you had to escort a tank in several of the missions to of course a designated area, and that is of course going to be very similar to the escort objective in this particular mode. And yeah, that said, if you guys haven't already, make sure you comment down below what are your thoughts. Also, interestingly enough, Treyarch did end up stating that there are going to be more objectives coming into Outbreak within future updates for Season 2 as well as Cold War in general. Okay, so of course once all the objectives or experiments are created, you can actually choose to exfil or not, with Treyarch stating, after successfully completing an experiment, all agents must move to a mysterious beacon marked somewhere within the region. Just like getting to the objective itself, there's no linear path to the beacon, but the roaming hordes may make some routes more viable than others. Once the beacon is activated, several useful machines will appear. These include a crafting table for creating equipment and support items, an arsenal for armor and upgrading weapons, as well as the Wonderfizz machine, which dispenses a variety of perks, and of course a pack-a-punch machine. Agents are encouraged to use their resources at these stations before making an essential choice. Call in an exfil for the Outbreak Zone, or take a trip through a dimensional portal to a new region somewhere else in the Ural Mountains. Taking the first choice being exfil works like it does in the round-based Black Ops Cold War Zombies experience. Get to the exfil zone, eliminate any hostiles to clear the helicopter for landing, and hop aboard to leave the area. Doing this successfully will offer additional rewards on top of what was collected in the Outbreak Zone. However, if you take the portal, your squad will begin a new, more challenging mission, traveling to the next Outbreak region to survive against even more dangerous odds. Each trip through the portals amplifies your potential rewards, but also increases the lethality of the awaiting undead horde. And Treyarch also stated that no matter which decision you make, your rewards are safe for every objective, so you don't have to worry about choosing not to exfil and then going through another portal, dying, and not having your objective saved. Don't worry, that is of course not going to happen. And of course, finally, Treyarch did end up stating that completing main objectives and successfully exfiltrating both offer large XP rewards along with 3 types of Aetherium crystals, with them being either raw Aetherium crystals or the brand new refined Aetherium crystals that actually allow you to upgrade your weapons to tier 4, or the flawless Aetherium crystals that will actually allow you to upgrade your weapons as well as equipment up to tier 5, which is extremely interesting. And Treyarch goes on to state that later this week, when Black Ops Cold War Season 2 releases, we are going to be getting more information when it comes to the tier 4 as well as tier 5 upgrade in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Zombies. So yeah guys, that's gonna effectively wrap up today's video. I hope you went on to enjoy it, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like on it down below, as well as subscribe and turn post notifications so that way you guys will not miss any of the latest and greatest Call of Duty news, class slips, and all kinds of things like that. Also, if you guys haven't already, make sure you comment down below. Are you guys looking forward to the Outbreak game mode? I'm really interested in knowing your guys' opinions. So once again, that's gonna effectively wrap up today's video. I've been your host, Steeper Jungle. I hope to see you in the next one.